Hey, what's up guys? Nils here and welcome back to another video. So obviously everybody knows by now that underwater is extremely hard to progress in, guys, but in this video I'm going to show you a couple of stuff that are relatively easy to do and they will actually help you a lot, like literally a lot, to progress your way through this update. So in this video we're going to talk a little bit about pet enchants and how they can actually help you to get a lot stronger. And let's go over to the high heavens a little bit. Let's see what we have here. So currently we have 3 damage enchants into the game that are pretty good, I guess. Now obviously Genius is extremely hard to get. Like I don't know, I'm not gonna go into that really because it's a different video, but yeah, 0.011% chance on a leader in Genius is flat out stupid. That is literally just slightly less than 10,000 rolls, and even if you were to roll on a common pet, which is 25, I believe, 25, that means that you need 25,000 shards on average for one of these enchants, and God knows if you get probably like maybe Genius 1 or later on, whatever. But yeah, anyway, besides that point, the point of this video is that we're actually, guys, we want to aim for this Diligent passive and for this Tactical passive. Now, Tactical gives 30% more damage against bosses up to rank 5, but I guess Tactical 3 is what we can check because that's like something that's really easy to get. 20% more damage towards bosses, and then you have Diligent. At level 5 gives 12% more weapon damage, level 3 gives 8%, level 2 gives 6%, and level 1 gives 4%. Now, these odds, guys, are relatively a lot more manageable. As you guys can see, Tactical is 4.3% chance, so it's really not that hard to get. And then you have Diligent at 1%, slightly better than 1%. Now, the cool thing about this, guys, is that considering you are already switching your weapons to do damage, like I'm using this Cat 4 and Cat 5. You can't see the Cat 4, I need to clear my inventory real quick. So there you go. So I'm using like these weapons for damage, and obviously you use damage relics. That means that you're not getting power anyway, so you can swap out your pets to actually use those very nice buffs, and that pretty much means that you don't need to roll on your mythicals. Mythicals cost 100, as you see. Secrets obviously cost a lot more, they cost 150. You can literally just go ahead, hatch a couple of these commons and roll there. They cost just 25 vibrant shards, and after you do this for a while, you can pretty much just get an entire team of tacticals. Now I'm gonna show you the difference in damage. What we're gonna do is we're gonna keep these weapons and the power relics on, just so we can actually not one-shot the boss, because I think at this point we are killing the boss pretty fast, so you can't really see the difference. So there you go. Let's see our DPS currently and what's it standing at. And then we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna unequip all of those pets, and we're gonna equip our damage pets. We can unequip now, nothing is really gonna change regardless. So there you go, this is our DPS, like 13.5 on average, I guess you can say. 13, okay, it goes down now, whatever. It's like 12 to 13, right? Now, look what happens if I actually equip all of my tactical 3s, right? So there we go, it's 1, 2, that's the tactical 2, unfortunate, tactical 2, tactical 2, another tactical 2, we have a tactical 4 here, I have a tactical 3, and I do have a tactical 5 here. So look at our DPS now, guys. Our DPS is gone up by so much. We're actually, oh, why is it going down? How? That was awkward. Is this not working or what? Is Ferocity bugging it out? Okay, it's back up to 37 now. It was back up to 37, there we go. 37, 36, now it's gonna start falling. Okay, there we go. It fell down to 32, so I guess that works. I don't exactly know how they, like, all of these numbers work when it says like 30% more damage, because you can clearly tell that it's not 30%, right? Maybe it's like 30% of your base damage or something. I don't exactly know how they calculated them, but as you can see, 36, 35, 36, 37 DPS. I don't know, it just depends on however the game feels like, I guess, at the time, FPS, stuff like that. And yeah, like the DPS is pretty big difference, and it does actually add a lot to it, right? So there we go. I'm just gonna unequip my pets one more time. I can actually just equip my power pets. It's the same exact thing. So you see here from 33 to 37 down to 12, 13. So yeah, that is pretty much a 3 times difference in damage. I don't know how much they all add up to if you actually add them together. I don't know if they would add to like 200% or not. Because the reason why I'm saying that it works a little bit weird, I'm going to show you now, guys. Now, tactical, pretty cool, right? The downside to this passive is that it only functions against bosses, right? So if I were to equip all of my tactical pets and come here, I would still do 12 QIVG DPS. I wouldn't do 36, right? With this setup that we're running. So like tactical is not going to work on anything but the bosses. Now, here's where it's becoming a little bit problematic. Darkness bosses that spawn down there and the Blood Moon mini boss and boss, tactical does not work on them. I think that is a huge mistake. I don't know if it's done intentional or not. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not done intentional. They just like didn't bother fixing it because they're really not giving a lot of care about the game anyway. I think everybody can agree with that one. So yeah, I don't know if that's done intentionally or if that will be fixed, but it doesn't work for Darkness and Blood Moon. And the other problem, which is, I don't know, dare I say an even bigger problem, is that you can't really reliably use tactical in dungeons. Time trials, whatever you want to call them. Now, here's the catch, right? So you guys know that bosses in time trial are kind of like random, I guess. Like, you either get a specific model. So, for example, let's say that update drops next week. Will can do 56 instantly, which I think is going to be the case. Like, as soon as the update drops, they're going to be doing 56 instantly. Like, 56 might showcase this seaboard here as a boss. This might be the boss from 56. Tactical is not going to work unless the boss in the dungeon is this unknown deep sea diver. Tactical is not going to work, and I think that this is horrible. I think this is a bug. There's no way that like you just have to be lucky with a room in the dungeon to have a use out of your tactical. I think that this at least will get fixed. Besides like the other point that we talked about, I think that is absolutely bad. Yep, so it's very unreliable in a sense, but it can definitely help you, like especially if you have just gotten to this map. Like instead of grinding seaboard, you would much rather be killing this thing with 3 times more damage, even if that would be slower, right? Because you're doing 3 times more damage, like you're basically doing more at the same time. I know that is a lot more HP and it might take longer, but it is worth to kill this thing more than the mini bosses here, the seaboards instead. You get my point. Now, next up, as I said, Diligent is a 1% passive, so not that easy to get, and I actually don't know how exactly it works. So once again, my DPS should be 12 QIVG. Now, I do have 4% on this one. I have 4% on this one, and I have 6% on this one. So that should mean 14% in total, right? What's going on here? Why am I doing only 6 now? I don't really. Do you have a damage boost active or something? I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna equip here this pets here 14%, but my DPS doesn't really go up by 14%. It feels like. I actually tested it earlier with my full damage setup when I was doing 300 something, I think, SXVG or something. I don't remember exactly the number, and the increase that I was getting was not actually 14%. I think I went from 370 to 400, something like that. But in reality, if you actually do 14 times 3.7, like the increase should be a lot more, right? So I don't exactly know how this enchant works, like this trait. It says because it's 4% weapon damage, right? It doesn't say damage, like flat out 4% more damage. So maybe the formula is calculated like differently based on your base damage. I don't exactly know, guys. I'm not entirely sure about that, as I said. But yep, I can't really equip my damage setup. I think everything is just gonna die insta. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. Well, we can actually go to the dummy. That's where I tested it. Never mind. So I'm just gonna go over here to the Dark Forest real quick. So there we go. Alright, look at my DPS, guys. Let me unequip a pet real quick. They don't really work anyway. Okay, so there we go. DPS currently 296 VG, 300, right? 310. Okay, it still goes up. I think it's gonna go up to 370 if I'm not being mistaken. I think it's just gonna go up to 370 if I'm not being mistaken. 360, right? So presumably, if I were to add 14% more damage, on top of this. Okay, now it's down to 330, whatever. Let's just say that I'm doing 300, right? Let's take the flat number 300. If I were to add 14% more damage to this, I should be doing 14 times 3, right? At least. So that should be at least 42 more SXVG, and since we're doing a lot more, I would go ahead as far as saying we should be doing at least 50, right? So I'm gonna equip 1, 2, 3, and let's see our damage. My damage is dropping for some reason again. I don't know what's going on in this game. I swear this game is just broken. Like, the numbers just don't make sense at all. I can see my damage. I don't know what's going on with my damage. 338, 340, and we're just stuck there. Okay, let's unequip the pets. You see my damage is dropping, right? Like, it definitely does work, but it doesn't actually like work like the number says. When it says like weapon damage, it doesn't like actually work the way like the common maths would tell you, right? So yeah, but anyway, this has been a pretty long run in this video already. Holy shit, we're at 11 minutes actually. So yep, just try to get those tacticals right. 4% is really easy to hatch. I think every player can do this on a common with 25 each. Like 25 times 4 point something, that's pretty much 100%. So you have to roll like 25 times to average a tactical, and 25 times 25 is really not that much dust, like or other shards. Like, it's not that much shards. So I think everybody should do this. Get the tacticals, especially if you are like progressing through underwater, and even on the previous maps, it's gonna help you a lot. And yep, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. As I said, pretty long video, but I hope I got my point across. So anyway, guys, as always, if you have enjoyed, make sure to click the like and subscribe button down below, and I'll see you guys all on the next one. Take care.